today, no exception. We're still going to be working on the reinforcement of these concepts of order flow. And to make this point really clear, I am going to be once again hammering home this notion of order flow by providing also practical examples. Okay, so without further ado, we are going to be looking at a couple of markets, pound US dollar and US stock indices, in this case the S&P 500, and I want to prove once again a point, that is how order flow can be used as our compass to anticipate today's news yesterday or tomorrow's news today, if you will. So first of all, we're going to be looking at the pound against the US dollar, and I want to be comparing the current leg up with the previous one, and the same applies for the bearish phases. I want to be comparing how the bearish legs down compared to the previous one. That's going to give us an excellent indication of the degree of commitment by the buyers or the sellers. So let's find out what transpired in this market in the 4-hour. Okay, remember this is going to be the 4-hour chart in the pound against the US dollar. So what we can observe right off the go is that we had a very pronounced leg lower. It achieved minus 2.55% in 28 bars. That was followed by a leg up, which was much smaller comparably to this previous leg lower. It achieved 1.03% in 12 bars. Now things are starting to get very interesting here, because the next leg lower only achieves minus 0.91% in 2 bars. So there you have it. When we're starting to compare bearish legs versus previous bearish legs, we have a tapering off of the sell side commitment, whereas on the buyer side we have an increase in commitment. We just went from 1.03% in 12 bars to 1.91% in 5 bars. So what we are left with is a picture. It is a backdrop where buyers are increasing their commitment and sellers are decreasing such commitment. So with that in mind, notice that right here where this magenta rectangle is, and I'm highlighting once again, we had a very well-defined fractal high that also represented the highest point of that first leg up. So buying on weakness, buying on this dip as we retest this level makes an awful lot of sense based on OFA, order flow analysis. We've concluded that the sellers are not as committed as they used to be, while the buyers are coming with a stronger force and are now, we can conclude that are now the side that is gaining the upper hand. So there you have it. Now it gets even more interesting, because this same region that I've highlighted here, we can now go into the lower time frames and refine a potential long entry. So let's find out by first me coming and spotting where this level was in the chart. Remember, we were talking about the 1.285. So notice my crosshair that is going to be aligning around that same location with the 4-hour and the 5-minute. And let's analyze now the order flow that transpired of this 5-minute time frame.